And this is the big one, the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus. To me, when I was looking at all the transits and major planetary statements for the year, April and May, possibly even drawing in the end of March, this is my pick for the most pivotal months of the year. So this is going to be like a big, busy, dynamic time with a lot happening in your personal life, particularly if you've got, planets at degrees that are active. It's super exciting. It's dynamic. There's a solar eclipse in Aries, Mercury retrograde in Aries, and of course, the once in a decade Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus. So overall, this kind of feels like waking up to reality, like something that you've missed. It's almost like snoozing through the alarm and then suddenly realizing that's what you've done. Some people are going to find this a little too fast paced, this period of the year. It's quite like zingy. It's a bit of a pivot. You turn your head while you're still moving forward to see something that sort of, you spun past on the highway. So others will, like, some people are just going to like love it and just get like super excited and ride this wave. Other people are going to find it a little too much and end up wired and tired. So probably with that, like, people are going to come at you with things. So keep a little bit of fuzz in your own schedule, a little bit of flexibility. Jupiter and Uranus like to try new things and extend themselves. They're both sky gods. So they're collaborating in an earth sign. So you've got the heavens and the earth coming together in a way. All right, so Jupiter is Zeus. He's a sky father god, the god of thunder. He's also our moral conscience. And one of the things that particularly struck me as I was sort of, bringing this presentation together was the idea of Jupiter as guiding our right dealing with others, with ourselves. He's tied up with integrity. And then you've got Uranus, who is much more rebellious. He's associated with the myth of Prometheus. Prometheus was the ancient Greek character, hero archetype, who stole fire, aka knowledge, from the gods in order to share it with humanity. So there's this real kind of egalitarian bent to Prometheus, who doesn't like hierarchy. So that's something to file away, because we've got a few sort of signatures with that, and we'll get to that when we talk about Pluto in Aquarius. You can see on screen I've got some themes around Taurus, things that Taurus is interested in. Taurus is the fixed earth sign ruled by Venus. It's associated with land and environment, work and labor. It's tangible things that kind of buy us comfort and food, and how we use, our resources. Fashion and fabric also come in there because physical garments are what we wear. They need to be constructed, but we also express beauty there as well. Looking at Jupiter and Uranus, it's future-focused energy. And it's optimistic as well. Jupiter sees things far off. He sees things for the better. So I think it's going to bring a little bit of optimism about the future. I've got some feelings about that, but we'll just go through the themes first. Uranus has a scientific bent, like one of the ways of viewing that Greek myth where Prometheus took the fire from the god. Like, that was a technology that enabled humans to cook and protect themselves and do things at night. It's light and warmth. It extended what humanity was able to do. So there's this idea with Uranus moving through Taurus, and this has been going on for some years, but it's going to be really punctuated when Jupiter and Uranus get together in April, of scientific breakthroughs and technological innovation. There's also this idea of awakening to sustainability. I've got an article that I wrote in 2018 on my website that's worth sort of diving into those Uranus in Taurus things that are going to be dialed up to, 10 by Jupiter in April. It's things like, our relationship to like fast fashion has been discussed a lot, and how that can be like curtailed. A lot of people are getting into secondhand stuff. A lot more people are, concerned about the waste that we're creating, wasted food, wasted resources. And also, there's things about like fossil fuels and having less impact on the environment as much as we can. And, some people are really leaning towards technological solutions for that. Some of them have good motivations. Others, like, fossil fuel companies, are like less pure in their motives. So like that notion of integrity comes in there, and it's really important. I wanted to offer, there's a German astrologer from the 20th century, Reinhold Ebertin, and he's really interesting because he explored midpoints, which are not something I'm into, but his thoughts on how planetary energies combine are really fascinating and get you thinking. And of Jupiter-Uranus, he said it often manifests, the conjunction, as an urge for independence, zealous representation of one-sided views, conflicts concerning one's philosophy of life or religion. And perhaps that's a little pessimistic. I thought so as, I read it, but it's not exactly wrong. So collectively with this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, there's a possibility of breakthroughs in territorial and religious conflicts. I'm thinking, situations like Israel and in Gaza. I, haven't sort of looked at where it's going to actually sort of, be highlighted at the time it's exact over the globe, but that is sort of something that some astrologers can do. We've also got progress on environmental conservation and regeneration, and a push for fair distribution of food and resources. In a more like personal way, with that breakthrough energy, you can sort of ask yourself in that Taurus area of your chart in particular, what radical changes are you ready to make? So there's liberation through or from ideals which can have a tangible impact on your work, your finances, your health, and your lifestyle. The real tangible Taurus, earthy stuff of your life, the nuts and bolts of it, if you will. So in your professional life, if you're, say, an entrepreneur or you work with people, many people around this time are going to be ready to try something new and perhaps explore more radical solutions. So you might decide to sort of, adopt this philosophy and make a bold move in your career, pivot your business, or launch a new personal project. And that's all in keeping with that energy of Jupiter-Uranus. But, you're going to be flying pretty close to the sun. Taurus can be a stubborn sign, and this conjunction could have the opposite effect for some people and cause the overly righteous to dig in further. But I think with Jupiter, there's always a reason to be a bit optimistic about progress related to those Taurus topics. And definitely check out my blog post on Uranus in Taurus. There's also sign by sign horoscopes there, which can help you look back on the past, what is it, like 5 years of Uranus in Taurus, and really sort of, go for it, because there's not much more of that, Jupiter dust in Taurus. And working with Uranus, you can really sort of, lurch over the finish line with what you've been upgrading, up-leveling, making, leaps and bounds there. So there's a Jupiter in Taurus article there as well. So in a way, I feel that the newness of 2024 won't be fully experienced until we enter eclipse season in late March. And, we've got eclipses, we've got that Mercury retrograde, we've got this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. Like, it's really all happening, around that April time.